Welcome to Becoming a Sleep Consultant. I'm your host, Jayne Havens, a certified sleep consultant and founder of both Snooze Fest by Jayne Havens and Center for Pediatric Sleep Management. On this podcast, I'll be discussing the business side of sleep consulting. You'll have an insider's view on launching, growing, and even scaling a sleep consulting business. This is not a podcast about sleep training. This is a podcast about business building and entrepreneurship. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Becoming a Sleep Consultant podcast. I'm really excited to dive into today's topic, which is all about perspective and how a simple shift in mindset can make all the difference, especially when you're thinking about starting a business like sleep consulting. So let me tell you a quick story that really inspired today's episode. I was scrolling through TikTok the other day and I came across this video where a woman is staring at the screen and recording herself. And she says, "Watch how crazy perspective is." She says, "I'm 30 years old. I'm single. I live at home. I just spent the last year running around and trying to figure stuff out, and I'm back at home. My job is hard. All my friends are getting engaged and married, and I'm not. And life just every day feels the same somehow. Sometimes I'm just like, what the heck am I doing?" And then she shifts her tone and says, "I'm 30 years old, you guys, and I live at home because I just spent the last year traveling around and doing whatever I wanted, meeting so many new people, having so much flexibility. And now I get to live at home and save up to buy my own place while spending quality time with my family that I know I'll never get again. I haven't met my person yet, which is so cool because I still get to fall in love for the first time with someone new. And this person will be so great for me because I've made the decision to wait for the right person and not to settle. My job is both hard and rewarding. I'm so lucky to have a remote job that's flexible, and I get to work with amazing people who all believe in the work that we're doing. I get to go on beautiful walks every day because I have a healthy body." She went on, but you get the point. It was such a powerful reminder that the way we frame our situations can completely change how we experience them. And that got me thinking, how often do we, especially when we're thinking about starting something new, like becoming a sleep consultant, get stuck in the negative perspective? We focus on all the reasons we can't or shouldn't do something. We worry about whether we're good enough or if we're going to fail. But just like that woman on TikTok, we have the ability to flip the script and to see the opportunity in every challenge. In today's episode, I want to illustrate exactly how that perspective shift applies to becoming a sleep consultant. We'll dive into some of the common limiting beliefs that can hold you back from getting started, and then we'll reframe them so that you can see the possibility and potential waiting for you on the other side. So if you've been thinking about this career path and you're feeling a bit stuck, this episode is definitely for you. So let's get real for a minute. You're probably sitting here listening, thinking about what it would look like for you to become a sleep consultant, but the doubts and the questions are creeping in. Maybe you're thinking, I don't even know if this is the right move for me. Is there really enough demand for sleep consultants? What if I can't find clients? What if I put in all this effort and it doesn't work out? Those thoughts keep popping up, right? And then there's the financial side. Can I even afford to invest in training right now? What if I spend money and I never make it back? It's so easy to worry about whether or not it's worth the risk. You might also be thinking, who am I to tell parents how to get their kids to sleep? I'm no expert. I don't have years of experience doing this professionally. What if I don't know enough? What if I'm not cut out for this? It's totally natural to feel like you're not ready or not qualified enough when you're thinking about stepping into something new. And then, of course, there's the fear of failure. What if I try and it just doesn't work? What if I can't manage starting a business while keeping up with everything else in my life? What if I'm just not good enough? Those thoughts can be heavy and they can keep you stuck. But here's the thing, you can flip the narrative. What if instead of focusing on all the reasons why not, you asked yourself, what if I actually succeed? Families are struggling with sleep all the time, and they need support. Maybe I'm not expected to have all the answers right away, but I'm willing to learn. That's why training exists. I can build my confidence as I go. And when you think about the financial investment, what if you looked at it as an opportunity? I'm not just spending money, I'm investing in myself, my future, and the chance to build something that I'm passionate about. The returns will come when I start helping families transform their lives. And if I start small and at my own pace, there's room to grow without overwhelming myself. When it comes to marketing and finding clients, what if you shifted your mindset? I don't have to have it all figured out right away. I'll learn as I go. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's about sharing something valuable with people who need my help. The families are out there, they're exhausted, they're overwhelmed, and they're in desperate need of guidance and support. They need someone who cares and understands. And then there's the fear of failure. What if instead of letting that fear stop you, you used it to drive you forward? Even if I fail at some point, that's not the end. It's just part of the journey. Each failure is a learning experience that will help me grow and get better. No one who's ever succeeded did so without failing a few times along the way. What if instead of focusing on what you think you don't have, like tons of experience or a flawless business plan, you focused on what you do have? You've got the passion to help people. You've got the passion to help families. You're willing to learn. You're ready to take control of your career and build something meaningful. And let's not forget about the flexibility you could gain. I can build this business at my own pace from the comfort of my own home, working with families on my terms. I have the freedom to shape this career around my life, not the other way around. It's not about being overwhelmed or doing it all at once. You can take it step by step, growing as you go. So maybe, just maybe, the real question isn't, what if I fail? The real question is, how amazing will it feel when I succeed? When I help that first family, when I see the relief on their faces, when I know that I'm making a difference, not just for them, but for myself too. So if you take one thing away from this episode, I hope it's a shift in mindset. The way you look at things can make all the difference. Those doubts and fears, they're absolutely real, and it's okay to acknowledge them. But don't let them stop you from going after something that could truly change your life and the lives of the families you'll help. Just like that woman I saw on TikTok who flipped her story with a simple change in perspective, you have the power to reframe your own story. You can choose to see the challenges ahead as opportunities for growth, and every step you take is a step towards building something meaningful. So here's the thing, and I truly, truly believe this. The next chapter of your story is up to you. Will you let fear and doubt hold you back, or will you see the possibility and the potential in front of you? You don't need to have everything figured out right now. All you need is the willingness to take that first step, learn along the way, and trust that with each family that you support, you're making a real difference. Remember, you're not just starting a business, you're creating a lifestyle of flexibility, purpose, and impact. And the best part is that you're in control of how this looks for you. Instead of being afraid of what could go wrong, how about decide today that you're going to be excited for all that can go right? If this episode has you inspired, please book a completely free discovery call using the link in the show notes. I would love to connect with you on Zoom. We can discuss your hopes, your dreams, your goals, and together we can see if we can make them happen. I cannot wait to hear from you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Becoming a Sleep Consultant podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much to me if you would rate, review, and subscribe. When you rate, review, and subscribe, this helps the podcast reach a greater audience. I am so grateful for your support. If you would like to learn more about how you can become a certified sleep consultant, head over to my Facebook group, Becoming a Sleep Consultant, or to my website, thecpsm.com. Thanks so much, and I hope you will tune in for the next episode.